Well, here's Formula 1 Circus, and this is another life moment, I guess, for me, for video games. This was the first game I actually imported from Japan. Back then, you didn't have eBay, you didn't have Amazon, you couldn't check up on if your delivery was coming. You just had to sit there and wait and hope that it arrived. And when it did, I was so excited, but when I saw the cartridge, I was like, hang on a minute, the shape's different. So I didn't know what to do. And then I realised that if I filed down my Megadrive, the slot, it would fit in. So that's what I'd done. For a few minutes there, I think I sandpapered and filed the plastic off of the Megadrive so this Japanese Genesis cartridge would fit, and hoping it worked, and it did. But there I am, experiencing this game, this first game I've ever imported, and Formula 1 Circus. Wow, what a game to import. That game is just magical, and still is. I believe on the SNES it was Battle Grand Prix, there's Formula 1 Circus also on the SNES. And this is probably one of the first games that you've actually experienced the life of a Formula 1 driver. You would often start at the back of grid in a very poor car, and you would work your way up multiple seasons until you got the top job in the top car, and then you would go on and win the championship. Now, even though you won the championship, the game didn't end there. You would carry on for multiple seasons, and eventually you would get a supercar, a bit like Super Monaco, which was a bit more powered than you, but just through grit and skill, you could eventually beat it. Off the top of my head, I can't really remember, but I'd imagine it might have been like 5 seasons long, and you definitely wouldn't win it in your first season because the car's just not fast enough. And what was incredible is the sense of speed in this game. The over-top mode was blisteringly fast, and you really couldn't keep up with what was going, so you really had to learn the tracks, and there you are, you've just nailed a track, you're doing super great, you're going down a straight, and then the top car would come past you because it was a little bit more faster, so you always wanted to do better and you wanted to get that car. You just don't get that experience now in modern games. You can pretty much win any race with any car. You just start at the back of the grid and brute force your way through. It wasn't going to happen in this game because you just crash and the car would be out. And I've also liked the simplistics of the game. Even though you had your downforce, your suspension and your brakes and your steering, it was very basic. And there was also a fantastic random element to this game. As you would race, it might have rained, and that was the first time I experienced that in a game. There you are, you're winning, you're miles ahead, and all of a sudden it starts raining, so then you have to pit, and you have to be careful because it made a big difference, and you might lose the race. Just a great mechanic.